Yeah, I don't know. So it's a fuck scenario. That's all I can say. All I can do is keep praying. Keep praying to you, Lord, just to guide me through this one. I mean, this is definitely all of my making. I mean, seriously, of my making. And that's really the crucifix of all of this, is that this reality that I'm living is 100% of my creation. I mean, yes, there's aspects of it that are definitely not to my liking. There's aspects of it that I would have never, ever wished upon anyone. But everything that's going on, everything that's happened has been a direct result of a decision that I've made. Cube 93.3, it's the Wake Up Show. I'm Strawberry. And I'm Lisette Love. Shout out to our man, Travis in Redmond, listening live on the iHeartRadio app, rocking with us this morning. So it's hard to be overly upset at others when I'm the one that put myself in this position. I mean, I don't even know if getting upset with others at this point is even worth it. But are you going to feel some sort of way? No. At all, promise? And boy, I said disappointment is a motherfucker. Getting over disappointment and getting yourself past disappointment and getting yourself so disappointment doesn't trouble you no more ever in any kind of situation. That right there is the question, the journey. What I'm looking for, some sort of answers about. There's obviously some underlying issues between the wife and the mom. Because she looks at her like, yo, you are going to the back seat, aren't you? Mom literally is hanging out the window like, front seat, man, you see me. Let's go for round two real quick. Going back to that video. I saw that video. I didn't know one even, I thought it was fake. That shit was real. I rode on there. Shit, I kick them both out. I kick mom out, and I'll kick daughter, and I'll kick wife out. Make them both walk home together. Y'all figure it out. I don't got time for this bullshit, for your dramas and shit. Fuck that. Motherfuckers. There's never that you have to get in the back seat move now. Nobody tells anybody what to do. Everybody just kind of offers, hey, why don't you sit in the front? And that's how I am. That's how I am. Even if I'm already in the front seat and my dude's mom is walking out, like, let me hop in the back, or do you want to sit in the front? Sometimes she'll, no, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. But, I kind of, depending on the situation, but it's the same for her. If she's already sitting there, I'm not going to ask her to move. I'm not going to make her move. If I pull up, my mom's in the front seat, my fiance goes, hey, Straw, tell your mom to get in the back so I can ride shotgun. No, that's what do you do? No, hell no. Hey, you know what? This is my mom. Mom's coming first. Mom comes first, respect your elders. So you will put your parents in front of your wife? Front seat is out of the conversation, just in general. No, we're talking about the front seat. I know, but I'm just asking. That's your parents. You will put your parents in front of your wife. What do you mean in front of? We're not talking about like a sinking ship. No. I just mean, okay, say if your parents and your wife get in an argument, like at dinner. Your wife says, come on, let's go. Your mom says, no, you sit down. We're not done talking. What do you do? That's completely different. You're off topic now. That's what I'm asking. Well, then I side with whoever's right in the argument. For real. I side with whoever's right in the argument. And you can hit us up on the gram at It's the Wake Up Show.
I mean, it's a real answer. He said, you getting off topic. He said, no, I side with whoever's right in the argument. Because that's right. That's intelligence right there, you know? Intelligence. You know, fortunately, that's what a lot of people just lack. They forfeit intelligence for emotion. Oh, you just embarrassed me. You hurt me. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to talk right now. I want to go. I want to storm out. I want to create a scene. You know? And I want to talk your ear off about this all the way home to get my point out. I don't care about nothing else. Crazy game we lay in.
Indicates that we're talking about something very big behind these murders. Dive into the mystery and listen to
Oh, need me some water. Fill up these water jugs. I need your help, dear Lord. I need your help. I need your help to help me shed emotion. To help me shed.
Call 800-33 for details. Must take delivery by 8/3/20. Warranty refers to
I hate to say the shed expectation, but to shed. It's not that I need to shed expectation. It just means that I need to be aware that whatever expectations I place won't be met. Is that fair? Is it okay for me to expect the greatest? Is it okay for me to, and is it counterproductive? Is it okay for me to expect the best, the most, the greatest out of people? I think it is, because it just may happen one time. So let's say that it's okay for me to expect the greatest and the best out of people, but I should also understand that my expectations may never be met. And I should expect that too. As much as I expect. Can I expect that too? And what am I expecting? I'm not expecting it not to live up to my expectations. I'm not expecting it not to live up to it, but I understand that one could even say more likely than not, it won't, or it may not happen the way that I want it to. And even when you look at it on the positive front, I mean, the true statement, honestly, is that, but can you say that? You can't say nothing definitively. So you have to say may. It may not happen the way that I expect it to, but we understand that it will not happen the way that we want it to, although we want it to happen the way that we want it to, but we also want it to be as fluid as possible so it happens beyond how we could even expect it to happen. See, we have to be limitless. And in that pursuit to being limitless, it opens up the doors for both sides of zero. where things can go negatively wrong or super positively right. And we honestly have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with that. And we can't be hurt by either thing, because there's lessons in both situations. We can't put our emotional toll on the positive and then our emotional toll has to stay static. So that means we can't get it. I don't say that we can't get excited when times are exciting, but we can't get excited to the point that we lose perspective and become distraught when we lose that happiness, when we lose, it has to be understood as part of it. And not only part of it, but now a different level of it, where now we're tapping into learning. I mean, you're learning on both ends, but now we really have to focus in and recalculate. And even when you win, you still have to recalculate, because, I mean, yes, you can just duplicate, but when you lose, I guess there's definitely more, because in some cases, you can't just duplicate, you actually have to delete and start the fuck all over. This world. And all of that are called lessons. And all of that is called life. And all of that is what we have to be neutral to. Neutral to. You know, we're a beast of emotions. And I say it over and over and over again. Our emotions will run us off a cliff with a fucking smile on our face. To our own doom. And then you have to understand what emotions are. When you really want to address this issue of feelings and becoming KAMBUF and really understanding KAMBUF, because, and I don't even know if I want to tie it that way just yet. Although I just said it, so it has to be. She deserves the utmost respect because she birthed and raised the man that you married. Whoa, that was deep. Yeah. Talking about who gets the front seat, mom or the wife. Videos on Instagram at It's the Wake Up Show, and people are, matter of fact, divided. You can text us this morning. 97373. We'll get into that next after Hella Headlines. This large retailer decided to no longer enforce the no mask rule. We'll get to that Hella Headlines in about 3 minutes. So, yeah. I don't know, yeah, it's just a separation of emotional states and just looking at things for what they are. You know? It's like something goes wrong, and I guess that there is the whole focus of the whole Vulcan race in Star Trek, a race that had that had mastered their fucking emotions, where I don't know the whole ins and outs of it, but I'm just thinking about how I would go about it. But emotions would have to be measured on both sides. I mean, because emotion, you have to, I mean, the crazy thing about everything is that I love to look at everything as a number scale. God is 0. Negative numbers are the devil and his demons. Positive numbers are Jesus and his archangels. Yeah. So the goal is to be 0. Neither good or bad. Neither right or wrong. Whoa. The goal is to be 0. Neither good or bad. Neither right or wrong. But neutral. And let what is and be on its own. On its own. Wow. What does that mean? How do you do that? To be at peace, to master your mind. And what does that mean? I don't know. I mean, is that the key for total peace and harmony throughout the world? Is the removal of emotions? Not the removal of emotions to stop you from doing right or wrong, but the removal of emotions that cause you to act in irrational ways. Because I think you can separate emotions from moral obligational code. Now see, it's another topic we're going to talk about, and I call it moral obligation birthright. You know, we're going through this period of extreme rights. We're going through a bunch of extreme rights that people want. And I don't mean, when I speak of rights, I don't mean rights of
That's so weird to me. So we talked about it earlier. It's like the no chase policy in retail outlets. Hey, look, you're not supposed to steal, but if you do, walk out of this Foot Locker with 3 boxes.
I don't mean rights as far as human and civil rights. But
Well, locally, 19 million.
yeah, so moral obligation birthrights. So this is a concept here. Moral obligation birthrights. Moral obligation birthrights basically means that because you're born a man, you have an obligation to live a righteous, manly life. Because you're born a woman, you have an obligation to live a righteous, womanly life. Because the lion's born a lion, the lion has an obligation to live a courageous, lionly life. Because the elephant is born an elephant, and the elephant has an obligation to live a courageous, triumphant elephant's life. Moral birthright obligations. Moral birthright obligations is the understanding that you were placed here on this earth, in this universe, into a situation that you are obligated to be an inspirational, asset-ial asset. An inspirational asset to that situation. Meaning that you can't be an inspiration to anything approaching a situation with a bad attitude, with malice in your heart. I mean, a bad attitude explains it all. And I don't know if we have to go into detail about what an attitude is, but we all should know that there's good attitudes and there's bad attitudes. And we don't have to be specific about things that people can say or do that will put others into good or bad moods. Now, see, that's where this whole emotional thing comes in. But see, if we all have to play a part, because everything is subjective to the person who's hearing it, so we all have to play our part. But birthright moral obligation means that one is just responsible for the situations that they're born into, as the parent is for the child that they birth. I mean, really, and you have to be, dude. You can't wash your hands and be like, what's going on, how I was born, what I'm born into, isn't none of my responsibility. It's all of our responsibilities. And if we're born,
Who comes first, your mother or your wife? Who gets the front seat? This text says that people don't even like to sit in the front anyways, but I do always make sure to ask. And then
Don't get your cake cut in the door.
this text in the 253, neither. No one should be in control of anything.
yeah, I don't know. This is a tough subject to truly get under. I mean, it's definitely not one direction that one person can alone do. But individually, as we walk our lives, we first have to really realize that that the only control we have in this world is on ourselves. We are the boat in this ocean, and we have to prepare our boat and learn our boat and learn our craft of navigating these oceans to the best of our abilities. Now we can recruit and we can bring other people along, but we have to really be cautious about who those people we recruit and bring along are as well, because if they don't interlock with us in the right way, we get out into some high seas, and that boat that is us, that we've created by joining together, is going to spring a leak and it's going to sink. And that's just the way that it is. So a boat of one is where it starts. And a collection of ones is how it finishes. But we really have to understand and take account for our one selves in this game. And the one way that we can do that is understanding that we have to be better than our emotions. We have to check our expectations when they don't fan out the way that we wanted them to. We have to understand that that's normal, and that there shouldn't be no emotional feeling involved in that. There shouldn't. And see, that's the other thing about emotions. Emotions carry chemicals. So understanding the emotion but not releasing the chemical that causes the
Can now be in your driveway. Introducing the new Porsche Macan, now starting at $50,900 with the Macan's legendary handling and iconic design.
the change in you.
Turns heads. The new Macan.
So anyways, being emotionless in a good way, knowing how to love, knowing how to be happy, knowing what it is to be sad, but mastering that chemical exchange once acknowledgement that the expectation wasn't met. Managing that chemical exchange so it doesn't affect the body and the mood. And it keeps you focused and sharp so you can go to your next move and make your next move. And you have to. And it's hard to do. It's extremely hard to do. But I don't know. Maybe the tool of money will make it a little bit easier to at least move. No, I take that back. I shouldn't even have ever even said that. Money is great and everything, but it's the lack of fear of discomfort. It's the lack of worried about being discomfortable, being uncomfortable in a situation. It's the only thing that ever stops you from doing pretty much anything. You look at what needs to be done. You look at what it takes to do it. You look at how it's going to make you feel. And if it doesn't give you a warm, fuzzy feeling that is most prevalent in your life, then you aren't going to do it. And if it does give you that warm, fuzzy feeling that you love to have prevalent in your life, then you will do it. That's a wrong way to live, because you're living in a life of comfort, and you're not willing to do anything now that makes you uncomfortable. So it's another emotional state that causes you to limit yourself and not truly grasp the opportunity that are at hand.
It gets you caught up on the news without grinding you down.
There's so many like simultaneous threads of history that I feel like are coming together at once that I'm like, which one